Now, fire officials say that Mill Valley, with homes nestled on those hills of Mount Tamalpais, is vulnerable to a major fire. And if it happens, a quick evacuation is going to be critical. KPIX 5's Emily Turner on the key factors for that fast escape. Emily?
You know, Alan, when it comes to red flag warning days, pretty much everybody is on edge, but perhaps none more so than folks who live in these hillside communities of Marin County. Not only because really this is where that red flag warning applies, but also because this is where it's going to take the most time to evacuate if they need to.
We know where the prevailing winds come from. We know where the likelihood of fire comes from.
That information can be life or death when you live on the narrow hillside streets of Mill Valley.
Gotten really conscious of it.
But even more important than knowing where the fire comes from, says homeowner David Crockett, it's knowing where to go when it arrives.
There's a lot of ways we can go, but our primary plans have us going downhill to Miller and legging it.
He and his neighbors plan to leave on foot, he says, because cars likely won't get very far. Living on Mount Tam has some pretty obvious advantages, one of them being the fact that it has absolutely stunning views. But there also are some major disadvantages, and one of those is trying to get off of the mountain in the event of an emergency and trying to get off that mountain quickly. Let's time it. Almost 7 minutes.
So 7 minutes is the best case scenario on a perfect day with no one on the road. The reality is it could be a long time delay to get out.
Marin Fire's Brett McTeague says just add thousands of people evacuating on the road out while fire crews try to get in, and gridlock won't even begin to describe it. That's why this year Marin Fire added push bumpers to the front of their vehicles so they can move whatever blocks their path to the blaze. And as far as that fire is concerned, Brett says, it isn't a matter of if, but when it happens.
It hasn't burned in a long time, but we're due for a major catastrophic fire.
And although all that video you just saw of those fire crews pulling out today, well, those are the strike teams that have been authorized additionally, not just to reach any red flag warning issues that are happening in Marin County, but all over Northern California. In addition to that, Marin County Fire also has 8 engines ready to go in the event of a fire in this area, because they say they want to jump on it as quickly as possible, because as you can see, it could cause major damage if a fire gets anywhere in these hillsides.